Okay, today we're going to talk about something a little different. Plugins that I've installed in the past and regret using. Now, it's very easy when you're building your Neovim setup to get bogged down and think, oh, I want to recreate this from VS Code, or I want to recreate this from an editor I used. But sometimes them features go against the core philosophy of Neovim, which is all about speed and efficiency in the terminal. And the first plugin we have up is definitely nvim-tree. Now, this is probably a plugin that everybody has seen before. It opens a tree on the left-hand side, or it can be the right-hand side, whatever you fancy. And you basically navigate through your files like this. Now, this, in my opinion, is just wasted screen real estate. I know you can toggle it. You can have it on and off, for example. But it doesn't agree with the natural workflow of Neovim. And you're much better off using a plugin like Oil, where you can jump around your files like this and create files in the buffer. And also something like Telescope, where you can just search for your files.
I have to know, why do you use file trees? I see no reason to use a file tree.
Now, I know I might have probably offended quite a few people with saying that that plugin isn't great, but it just encourages you to reach for the mouse and click around, and it's just one of them, like, I wouldn't recommend using it if you're starting in Neovim. Now, the next plugin I'm going to be offending you with is Bufferline. Now, I know a lot of people like Bufferline, like, just show you an example here. It basically just adds the buffers at the top there, as you can see, and you can navigate through them. And you can navigate through them however you want. Now, something like this doesn't really make much sense for me in Neovim. So let's say you have like tons and tons open and your tabs are going, really long. What are you going to do? You're going to go through all of them just like this to get to the file you want? Or are you just going to, use Telescope to jump to the file you want? It's one of them, like, I know it makes sense when you've got like a mouse and you're like clicking through and you're like, but in my opinion, this is just something that needs to stay in VS Code. Don't bring it into your Neovim setup. So like an alternative, this is, something like Harpoon. So you can just navigate to your files by doing like leader and 1 or leader and 2 to like navigate through your files. And this way you can pin the buffers you're interested in without pinning every single buffer in the top bar, basically. Now, the next plugin is Dashboard. Now, I don't know why a lot of people insist on these dashboards in Neovim. It's just bloat to me. I mean, when you go into Neovim, most of the time, you're going to know where you're going, right? You're going to know what you're doing. If I want to go to my README file, I'll just go README. I'm in. I don't need a dashboard so I can go, oh, what's my most recent file? I know what my most recent file is. I know where I need to go. In my opinion, this is just bloat. I mean, realistically, how often are you going to be using this? Okay, we're clearly going for a record of how many people we can offend in one video. The next one we're going to be using is toggleterm. Now, this is some people might like this. So like a toggle terminal, you can just toggle a terminal on and off in the bottom of your screen. Similar to like VS Code as a terminal at the bottom, etc. Now, yeah, I mean, there's not necessarily anything wrong with this, but there's just better things to do. Like you can have tmux, you can have your terminal separate, completely separate from Neovim. It doesn't have to be inside Neovim, or you can even have like a floating terminal, and using tmux as well. Like in my opinion, you don't really need toggle terminal. Okay, and the last plugins we're going to be discussing is like basically Git plugins. So obviously the only really Git plugin I use is Git signs, which basically shows like the line blame. You can get it to show you the hunks, etc. Now this is a great thing, but anything that like tries to manage your commits and stuff, similar to like the VS Code sort of stage files, you can click on a file to add it to the stage. What's the point? Like you're in your terminal anyway. You may as well just do like Git add, or even if you want to use like a terminal UI, you can just use LazyGit. Like, what's wrong with LazyGit to make your changes? You don't need to do everything inside of Neovim. You're in a terminal already. Why not just use Git, the Git CLI? Okay, so that video was a bit different to the ones I've done before. If you have any other plugins that you think are blow, leave them in the comments below. Let me know if there's any plugins that you used to use and you got rid of, or any recommendations. Leave them in the comments. I'll see you later.